Fear, a biggest roadblock to any success. It may be success in studies, relationship, business, profession, personal health, wherever. Fear stops. Fear creates a big block to you. Even look at things that are possible. Now, does this happen to you? When I say this, I do not mean fear of a ghost. You know that everybody will say, the person is scared of darkness, the person is scared of a lizard. That is something again which is unreal, but it's okay. Even I am scared of cockroaches. So what has happened is we've got trained into being scared of cockroaches. When I would have first seen a cockroach, probably the other person whom I saw reacted in such a way, must have screamed, shouted, whatever, that fear got into me. The fear. Honestly, what will that poor cockroach do to me? But then I am fearful of it. But then these fears are publicly acknowledged. You can talk about it. Even people talk about phobias. They speak about, I have a phobia of speed. I have a phobia of height. Again, these phobias are acknowledged. But today I am talking about a fear of achievement, a fear of commitment, a fear of dedicating, a fear of hard work. Has it happened to you that when something is to be done, you initially are very excited, but the moment you sit and analyze it and like there's so and so much investment, there's so much time commitment, you will have to give your extra effort on it, and then you start slowly feeling like, I don't want to do it, let me not take it up, I'll do it sometime later, maybe it's not for me. Does this happen to you? If this happens to you, what is stopping you? Is it the fear? Is it the fear within you? Even it can be like, you will say, no, maybe this is, I don't have this potential. Do you really not have the potential? Because anything happening in your environment is something which you're doing. I am not saying that you are a businessman, maybe you're a cloth merchant, and I'm not saying that I'm telling you to climb Mount Everest. Again, if that's your passion, you may do that. So if you're fearful of height and you don't want to go there, it's perfectly okay. But if you're a cloth merchant and in that business, a bigger opportunity comes up to you. So what's happening? Are you taking it up? Are you initially feel like taking and then you later on back out of it? Is that the comfort zone you don't want to break? You're fearful, like you will have to work hard. You're fearful that you will have to sacrifice on the time. Like many times what happens is people have the habit of taking a nap in the afternoon. So they don't want to overcome that habit as well. They'll feel, I'll have to give my afternoons to it. So what is happening to you? Now, fear actually is nothing. It's a false evidence appearing real to you. Fear of public speaking, which is very common. You take a businessman, again, if I take a cloth merchant and tell him, come and speak here, very few of them will come and speak in a forum. Now, when you're speaking in a forum, you already know your business. You already know what you're doing. You're doing it for years. Then what stops you? What stops you from speaking? What is public speaking? You're just speaking to public about something that you know. You're speaking to people and sharing things which you are already aware of. You're confident about it. Then are you less confident? No. You're just fearful. You're fearful. You're fearful of people's judgment. You're fearful that you will not get appreciated. You're fearful that people may reject you. So this is the fear. Now this fear may not be real. It is just you are thinking. You are stopping yourself. Now even if a fear of change, like I said, you're already doing something and you can elevate it, you can do it better, you can change. But then you're fearful. Now today when everybody is in a lockdown, things are going to be changing. And we see so many people going through depression. What is happening? Fear of change. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how the economy is going to open. But it's going to open, and it's going to open for good. There will be so many new opportunities coming to you. So how do you look at it? What's your attitude at looking at change? That attitude defines. If that attitude goes towards negativity, then you develop a fear about it. Then there are fears. People will have fear of death. You will have a fear of failure, attempting. So with the fear of failure, you refuse to attempt. Even refusal to attempt happens. Then you are fearful of losing people. Like, you have a thought on your mind and you want to speak about it. Like if you are a student and you are studying commerce and you don't want to do it, you want to get into learning dance, but you're fearful. You don't want to tell your parents because you are fearing losing them. When I say losing them, not physically losing them, but you're fearful that they may not like it and you will lose their love. Maybe you will make them angry or whatever. So is it real? Will they really get angry? Will they really reject your proposal? You don't know. And how you work on the equation also is your own skill set. You know, how do you manage things and how you communicate to people also is a skill set. So when I speak about fear, it comes as a very small segment, you know, and something that you again fear to acknowledge, something that you don't want to talk about. You know, you will say, no, I'm not fearful, I have a big business, I'm already doing it. But then, are you always fearful that someday you may incur losses? Are you at peace? If you're not at peace, there's something that is troubling you. Now, what is troubling you? Understand that. Because if you are successful in whatever you're doing, you're happy in whatever you're doing, but still you're not at peace, then what is disturbing your peace? Understand that. Is it fear? Fear attacks, you know, fear attacks success. If you're doing whatever, the moment fear grips you, it will attack you. You will stop thinking, you will freeze. Fear most of the time is just avoiding responsibility. Responsibility is something when you take it, you know you have to fulfill it. So better not to take it. And for that, people very easily say, no, I don't want to do it. Or because heart of the heart, within you, you're fearful about it. And again, that fear has no justification. Later on, when somebody else does it, in the mind you will think, oh, I would have done it, it was a good thing, I should have done it, but that time I didn't feel like doing it. And then you start justifying your behaviors. It is purely fear. There have been so many incidences in your life when you had a chance to just, you know, like if you are at one of the events, let's say a gathering, and somebody just says, just come on the stage and say something. You had an opportunity, just go, walk, talk. You had so many things on your mind. You had so many things you wanted to share. But what stopped you? You just stopped yourself. You felt you're less confident. I would say you're fearful. It was not that you were less confident, because the person who called you felt you can do it, and that's why you were called upon. And you got an opportunity. You just rejected it because you were fearful of the opportunity. Now I will close this talk with a small story. Once in a kingdom, there was a king. The king on the road dig a hole and put a pot of gold coins into it. And then he blocked it with a big stone. And people were walking on that road daily in and out. Now what was happening? Every time people were seeing that stone, somebody was lazy, somebody was like, I don't want to pick it up. Somebody said, oh, what if there are snakes within, let me not touch it. Because all are having some of the other thoughts going on. And then there was one man who was coming from there. He feared. He said, should I do it? Now all those people who said, why should I do it, was when we say lazy, basically the person was fearful of taking the responsibility. The person who came next, who said, let it be, it has been lying here, why should I even bother, was fearful of change. He didn't want to change anything around. It was as it is, let it be. The third person who came, who thought there were snakes, was fearful of snakes. Probably it's not a reality. He was just fearful about it. Now there was a fourth person who walked in. He just said, oh, let me just move that stone from the road. And he moves it, and what happens to it? He gets the pot of gold. So the moment you display perseverance, the moment you display commitment, the moment you display dedication, what will happen to you is you will hit a pot of gold. So overcoming fear, pursuing excellence, dedicating yourself to hard work, committing yourself that you are made to achieve bigger heights, will automatically dissolve all the fears within you. So today, on this topic of fears, sit down and analyze. Do you really get held up by fears? Are you holding yourself due to certain misconception that you have about your own self? You do not know there's a whole pot of gold within you. It's just that you have to sit around it, clear the murk around it, whatever cobweb you have built around it, just clear it and come out as a shining person. Come out with a pursuit of excellence. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.